In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the body's most important control systems, methylation. Methylation is a process that helps regulate how the body repairs itself, detoxifies harmful substances, produces energy, and communicates at the cellular level. Even though most people have never heard of it, methylation is happening in your body every second of every day. It plays a major role in turning important cellular functions on and off at the right time. When methylation is working well, the body is better able to maintain balance, resilience, and healthy function. But when methylation becomes disrupted, it can quietly affect many systems throughout the body. Let's take a closer look at what methylation is, why it matters, and how it influences health and aging at the cellular level. What is methylation? In simple terms, methylation is a process where the body adds a tiny chemical tag, called a methyl group, to important molecules inside the cell. That tiny tag may seem small, but it acts like a switch. It helps tell the body when to turn certain genes on, when to turn others off, when to support detoxification, and when to activate repair processes. In other words, methylation helps the body know what to do, when to do it, and how strongly to do it. Without methylation, cells would have a much harder time staying organized and functioning properly. That's why methylation is such an important part of healthy cellular communication, protection, and repair. Why does methylation matter so much? Because your DNA does not change very much over your lifetime, but how your body uses that DNA does. Methylation helps control how genes are read, expressed, and regulated. When methylation is working well, helpful genes can turn on, harmful or unnecessary genes can stay off, repair systems remain active, and inflammation stays more balanced. But when methylation starts to break down, those signals can become disorganized. Stress-related pathways may stay turned on, repair pathways may become less active, and the body begins to lose some of its normal balance and resilience. In simple terms, methylation helps keep the body's instructions clean, organized, and working in the right direction. That's why it has such a powerful effect on health, aging, and long-term cellular function. Healthy methylation supports far more than most people realize. It plays a role in helping the body stay organized, balanced, and functioning properly across many different systems. Methylation helps regulate gene control, which means it influences how your body turns important instructions on or off. It supports detoxification, helping the body process and clear unwanted compounds more efficiently. It also plays a role in brain chemistry and mood by helping support important neurotransmitters involved in focus, stress response, and emotional balance. Methylation also affects heart and blood vessel health, especially by helping regulate compounds like homocysteine that can impact cardiovascular health. And finally, methylation supports cellular repair and healthy aging by helping cells maintain better communication, recovery, and resilience over time. In simple terms, healthy methylation helps keep many of the body's most important systems working together the way they should. What happens when methylation becomes dysfunctional? The body begins to lose some of its normal organization and control at the cellular level. Gene signals can become noisy, meaning the body may start turning on pathways that should be quiet, while important protective pathways become less active. Detoxification can slow down, making it harder for the body to process and eliminate unwanted compounds. Inflammation may begin to rise, creating a more stressful internal environment for the cells. Brain chemistry can also become less stable, which may affect mood, focus, and overall mental clarity. At the same time, repair processes begin to fall behind, allowing damage to gradually build up over time. In simple terms, when methylation is not working well, the body loses its ability to stay organized, balanced, and efficient. And over time, that can contribute to increased stress on the system and a faster pace of cellular aging. Methylation plays an important role in the body's detoxification process. One of the ways the body protects itself is by taking harmful compounds, chemicals, waste products, and toxins, and making them easier to process and remove. Methylation helps support that process. It works behind the scenes as part of the body's detox pathways, helping convert certain compounds into forms that can be better neutralized and cleared. When methylation is working well, the body is generally better equipped to process what it doesn't need and move it out more efficiently. But when methylation is dysfunctional, detoxification can become less efficient, which may place more stress on the system over time. In simple terms, methylation helps the body clean house more effectively. And that's one of the reasons it is so important for long-term health and cellular resilience. Methylation also plays an important role in brain chemistry. The brain depends on precise chemical communication to help regulate mood, focus, memory, stress response, and mental clarity. Methylation helps support that communication by assisting the body in producing and regulating important neurotransmitters and signaling compounds. When methylation is working well, the brain is generally better able to maintain balance, coordination, and healthy signaling. But when methylation becomes dysfunctional, that communication can become less stable. In some cases, that may contribute to issues with mood, focus, mental clarity, or the body's ability to handle stress effectively. In simple terms, methylation helps the brain communicate more efficiently, and that's one of the reasons it can have such a broad impact on how a person feels, thinks, and functions day to day. Methylation also plays an important role in heart and blood vessel health. One of its key functions is helping regulate a compound called homocysteine. When homocysteine levels become too high, it can place stress on blood vessels and may increase cardiovascular risk over time. Methylation helps convert homocysteine into other useful substances, supporting a healthier balance within the body. In addition to that, methylation helps support healthy blood flow, protects the lining of blood vessels, and contributes to a more balanced inflammatory response. When methylation is working well, it helps maintain a healthier environment for the cardiovascular system. But when methylation is dysfunctional, that balance can begin to shift in the wrong direction. In simple terms, methylation helps support the chemical balance that keeps the heart and blood vessels functioning properly. And that's one of the reasons it plays such an important role in long-term cardiovascular health. Methylation also plays an important role in cellular repair and healthy aging. One of the reasons this matters so much is because the body is constantly dealing with wear, stress, and small amounts of damage at the cellular level. Methylation helps support the systems involved in DNA maintenance, cellular repair, and healthy cellular communication. When methylation is working well, cells are generally better able to repair damage, stay organized, and function more efficiently over time. That does not mean methylation stops aging, but it does help the body age more intelligently and with greater resilience. When methylation becomes dysfunctional, repair systems can begin to fall behind, damage may accumulate more easily, and the body may lose some of its normal ability to recover and adapt. In simple terms, methylation helps support the repair and regulation systems that allow cells to age in a healthier way. And that makes it a very important part of long-term cellular health. When we step back and look at the big picture, methylation is really about control, organization, and balance. It helps the body regulate how genes are used, how detoxification pathways function, how brain chemistry is supported, how the cardiovascular system is protected, and how cells repair and adapt over time. In other words, methylation helps coordinate many of the body's most important behind-the-scenes processes. It is not just about one organ or one symptom. It is a system-wide process that helps keep the body functioning in a more organized and efficient way. When methylation is working well, the body tends to be better equipped to maintain balance, resilience, and long-term health. But when methylation becomes dysfunctional or disrupted, that organization begins to break down and stress on the system can increase. In simple terms, methylation helps the body stay coordinated at the cellular level. And that's why it plays such an important role in healthy aging and overall function. The simple takeaway is this: methylation is one of the body's most important cellular control systems. It helps regulate how the body uses genetic information, supports detoxification, helps maintain healthy brain chemistry, supports heart and blood vessel health, and contributes to repair and healthy aging. In simple terms, methylation helps the body stay organized, coordinated, and functioning in the right direction. When methylation is working well, the body is generally better able to maintain balance, resilience, and long-term health. When methylation is dysfunctional, that control begins to slip, and the body may become more vulnerable to stress, dysfunction, and accelerated aging. So while methylation may be happening quietly behind the scenes, its impact is far-reaching. And that brings us naturally into the next chapter. Because once we understand how the body controls and regulates its systems, the next question becomes, where does the actual energy for all of that come from? In the next chapter, we're going to look at the mitochondria, the tiny energy-producing structures inside your cells that help power repair, resilience, and life itself. If you'd like a simple guide that shows you how to support these control systems and improve your cellular health step by step, we've put together a free resource you can use right away. Just click the link below, enter your email, and we'll send it directly to you.